Hey everybody, and welcome back to the MindCatcher's channel. If you would like to see how I got the Shany Cosmetics foundation to work on my oily skin, keep watching. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the MindCatcher's channel. Today I'm going to be trying out the Shany Cosmetics foundation. This is called the Perfect Canvas Foundation. It's infused with vitamins A, C, and E. It says that it is talc free and it is paraben free. It's made in the good old US, and this is 1 ounce. They do have all of the ingredients on the back, but I'll definitely give you guys the website information down below, so those people who are truly interested in all the ingredients, you may have some allergies, things like that, I'll leave their link below. I also have a coupon code for the company Shany Cosmetics, so if there's anything on the website that you would like, you can use my code and get a few dollars off. This says DC2. I did not check the website to find out what the deepest shade was. Usually on websites, I usually end up being the deepest shade. So hopefully that's not the case, but I'm just giving it, I'm just putting it out there. Okay, I always start off my foundations using lotions. I always moisturize first, and then I use my primer. Okay, so I've already lotioned. The primer I'm going to be using is the Makeup Forever primer. This is the mattifying primer, and I'm applying that to my skin, all oily places. This is my first impressions. This is my first try of it. I have not tried it before today, so we're doing it together. On the bottle it says you can use your hands, a sponge, or a foundation brush to apply this foundation. So I think on one side of my face I'm going to try a sponge, a damp sponge. On the other side of my face I'm going to use a brush. Alright, so I'm going to put a little bit on my finger. Oh, it came out pretty fast. Tap it on this side of my, oh yeah, very light. And it's more watery feeling. It doesn't feel creamy. It feels more watery. But I'm going to go for it. Now, in my opinion, if there are deeper shades in this foundation, again, I did not check the site, my bad. But if there are deeper ones, I would definitely go about 2 shades deeper. Now, this is not an original beauty blender, so it seems like when I'm tapping it on my skin, I'm picking foundation back up a little bit, and you don't want that. And I can see right there, it got a little patchy. I do have hyperpigmentation here, so it didn't completely cover, but it did create a little bit of coverage. That's no makeup on this side, so you can see I have that darkness on both cheeks. So you see it did a little bit of coverage, but not too much. So I would say this is light to medium. Let's see if you can build it up a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit more on that side of my face, still using the beauty blender. And you see the color did settle down a bit. But if they had a deeper shade, I would definitely go a shade or 2 deeper. Okay, right now I decided to kind of tap and roll a bit instead of tapping too hard, because I think I'm picking up foundation as I go. I kind of gave up on the beauty blender thing. It just feels like I'm picking foundation right back up again, so I don't think a damp beauty blender is the way to go. Let me try one of the new Sigma brushes. This is the new curved Kabuki brush from Sigma. I'm trying to get this tongue together today. Alright, so I'm going to apply some of that to that. Do I like this better? The brush is definitely very soft. This is my first time using this brush on my face. Alright guys, I want to start right there with the foundation. On this side of the face, I used the beauty blender. You guys saw me do a few pumps, about 2 pumps using a beauty blender and a soft wet sponge. not soaking wet, but you know, damp sponge, and it felt like it was just picking up foundation every time I bounced. So I started the rolling technique to try to keep the foundation onto the face, and basically it just got patchy in some areas. Now it could be the primer that I'm using is too strong, too thick. You know, this is a definite mattifying primer, just like the where is it, the Backup Poreless Primer. These two to me are like oily girl holy grail. They work very well for me, but perhaps they don't work with this foundation. This foundation is more on the watery side. To me it's more light to medium coverage. I use the brush on this side, and these are very nice brushes. Although this is my first time using a brush, I was blending or attempting to blend, and it doesn't seem to be. You see how it's like the more you rub, it seems to be picking up from some spots and just causing more patchiness. I will give it another try in another video. But for right now, I'm not a fan of it with the Makeup Forever primer. And because of that, I know the backup primer won't work well. I am back. We are going to try this foundation again with the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. This is all free. And it also seems to have a little bit more slip in it. And I think it may work out better than the backup primer. So that's what I'm going to use. It's a silicone primer. It has more slip to it. Feels in those pores. It leaves your skin very, very soft. I really like it. I can't wear it, you know, in this heat too long. But I like the feel of it. Alright guys, so I've applied that. I automatically know that I'm not going to be using a beauty blender this time. No. Also, I have done research in the time that it took me to go over to that computer and come back to you guys. This is not the deepest shade. There is a shade deeper than this one. I believe there's 7 shades, and they're $14 a piece, and there is a shade deeper than this one. Also, this is a pump foundation, but be very careful when you're squeezing it out because it will shoot across. It did that to me. I'm going to go ahead and use the Sigma Curve Kabuki brush again. This is the F83. It's one of their newer brushes. And we're going to try it again. It is sliding on the skin. Feeling a little better as far as going on. I'm stippling a bit, meaning like I'm kind of tapping a little bit. So the primer has helped it move across the skin much better. That change in primer is working as far as that is concerned. So a more slip primer for you. I'm loving this brush. I can get in all those little curves and corners very well. Above the eyebrow, I could just turn the brush upside down and get around the brows easier. So really digging these new brushes and where Sigma is going with these brushes. They're making a lot of sense to me. Alright guys, let's get up close and look. Like last time, turn up my lighting a little bit. Okay, as you can see, much better. Much better. Remember how it was lifting all on the sides and stuff? It's not lifting anymore. The brush is working, stippling motions as well as rubbing. What I like to do is write down what primer I use with foundation now. I didn't used to do that because I didn't, you know, think it really mattered, but you can see it definitely matters with some of this foundation. And how many foundations have you possibly thrown away because you figured I can't use it? You know, it doesn't work with anything. You have to try all of those primers. You have to try all of that stuff before you throw away a foundation because you never know. I learned that by trying out one of those Pure Cosmetics foundations. If you guys remember how I tried it out and it was absolutely terrible, and I tried it with several different primers in that video, sometimes you got to try it out. So I'm liking the way that it looks now. I would have definitely chosen a different color for myself, but I'm liking the finish of it now. It is still, to me, I would say light to medium coverage still. It does dry very fast. So that also could be a problem with that stiffer primer. Once it hit those spots, those drier mattified spots, it stuck there and didn't want to move. So that was the issue. So you had little patches and everything. Yeah, it's a foundation that dries pretty darn fast. So you gotta move with it. All right, let's try out this concealer here. Now with concealers, I normally use a beauty blender, but I'm afraid to do that with this. I don't know what's going to happen. I think I'm going to just use one of these brushes and just try to pat it into place. I'm going to use another Sigma brush. This is the Kabuki brush. This is the F89, and it's meant for under the eyes. So let's see. Okay, not the creamiest I've used, not necessarily the creamiest, but it does work very well on top of their foundation. And I like the color. I really do like the color for this. So to highlight under my eyes, I don't mind this color. Okay, I'm digging that, digging it, digging it, digging it. I'm going to use the exact same brush and go into my Sacha Buttercup powder. Not going to go crazy with it. Just apply a little bit of that powder underneath my eyes. I don't necessarily bake. I'm going to add a little bit of contour from Pure Cosmetics right there. Now using this foundation, I do notice I'm creasing here a little quicker than I normally would. I told you guys in a previous video that I do crease around my mouth. And you see the creasing has already started. So that lets me know that I need to powder this foundation like quickly. Okay. So I'm using the Lancome Translucence powder. Been loving that. But from now on, I just know, you know, I take little notes with my foundations and stuff, and while I'm doing videos, I make sure to go back to my videos and see what I said, because sometimes I forget. But I know I have to powder pretty quickly, so like right after I apply this foundation, I need to be powdering. Instead of going through the concealer and all of that stuff, maybe I should powder the lower part of my face first and then do the concealer. Now when I went into the restroom a little while ago, I looked inside of the mirror because it's white in the bathroom. It's very bright. I can see everything. And I noticed that I am looking a bit flat. So that's where I throw in the bronzer. So that's Maui Nights from Becca. Just to bring back a little color to my face. Turn down my lighting a little bit. I feel washed out. Yeah. And I do understand that because of the lighting, sometimes companies can send you stuff. You know, they don't all the time tell us they're sending something, and they'll just send it by your video, and they'll look at you and they'll assume that you're a little lighter than you are because of this lighting. But I am darker skinned. I am about an NC55 in MAC. So I am, in my opinion, you know, pretty dark skinned. I know there are people, definitely people darker than me, but I'm not very light. This is a little bit more. This is a contour powder. This is from Black Up Cosmetics. Looks like that. This is a shade 04 on their website. And that's Black Up Cosmetics. If you ever want to bring a foundation down a bit, you're trying to work with a foundation, you can use this. I'm going to use that e.l.f. makeup setting spray. Yeah, e.l.f. makeup mist and set. I'm going to spray my face with that. Let's bring it all in. Bring it in. So guys, this foundation from Shany Cosmetics, like I said, had to play around with 2 different primers, but finally found the one that works with it. That was the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. Nice and silky finish with this, and it glided across the skin like nobody's business. Really enjoyed it then. Like I said, don't throw away a foundation until you try it with at least 2 primers. Just try it out and see what happens. It may be your, you know, like your fall primer instead of your summer primer or something like that. And you might just want to hold on to this foundation until the fall when you can use the different primer with it. I know during the summer I have to use the stronger primers. So I know that this, well, it doesn't really cool down in Miami too often. But I will be using this later on when it gets a little bit cooler. Not going to use it during the summer months at all. The concealer was very, very nice. As you can see, it did give a nice finish. It did blend out very nicely. Very pleasantly surprised with that. Did give me a nice little nude lip like that. So overall, I can say with a little trial and error, we made it work. So thank you so much, Shany Cosmetics, for allowing me to try it out. I will leave, like I said, discount code below and links to the different videos I've already done for Shany Cosmetics, so you can check out some of their other items. They do have nail polishes. They do have makeup tools like blenders, and I believe they have makeup brushes on the site. They have eyeliners that I absolutely adore. Waterproof, nice, rich, dark eyeliners. They also have eyeshadow palettes. So check it out. Everything is going to be below. Anything that I have a coupon code for and I can help you out with the pricing, that will all be below. So I will talk to you guys in the next video. Cyber kisses. See you next time. Bye.